Wow, this temporal dimension is an absolute disaster. I mean, it's a big disaster. I mean, in game, you can go and you will see that there's a message saying pocket dimension with unusual energies have been detected for a limited time. Cabal is attempting to secure resources out of his fleeting realm. Details, minimum requirements, gear tier 14 Cabal. 3 yellow star, gear tier 15 or higher are recommended. No! These characters have tens, if not 20, if not 30, if not 40 million health. And they are very hard. And that is not what anybody's experience was. Take it for a spin. You sure you tested it? Nah, I don't know if they tested it. They did something wrong. Now, I was able to get through it. And it was challenging. Took me 3 hours. But I've got, 5 red, 1 diamond, gear tier 18, blue ISO 5. I will put a video up here shortly on how I got through it. But there is something very clearly wrong with node 7. Gear tier 18 Cabal never takes a turn. I gear 18 my Cabal. And that Cursed Darkhold node, which is node 7, never lets me take a turn. It's not like I left the cooldowns badly. I always do this. Quicksilver ults every turn. Heartless has a 3-turn cooldown on his ult. And there's 2 of them. Morgan specials every 4 turns instead of 6. And your Morgan never goes first to rewind because they didn't give her the passive T4. It's garbage. Yeah. Now, I was able to get through it, but I had to 3-tap it. So for me to get through Temporal Dimension, I actually had to spend 75 cores. So they had all the provided refreshes, but node 7 took 4 attempts. Cabal at gear tier 14, you say? And what he's not showing is that these numbers are way off. These guys have tens, if not 20s or 30s of millions of HP. I think there's some there at almost 60 million HP. There is some atrociously hard nodes and people are not happy. So initially today there was a notice from Lori saying pocket dimension node 7 difficulty, the node difficulty is not intended, is overtuned. Its team is working on fixing it. So it reminded me of Dark Dimension 3 where you can make negative or no progress. It really felt like Dark Dimension 3 where you load up and they just take turns and kill you. And if you leave the node in the wrong spot, you're stuck and there's no way of resetting it. So people were getting stuck and mostly it had to do with Quicksilver. I'm just saying, not very good. Then there was an official blog post or a post on MarvelStrikeForce.com, Temporal Dimension issue. Upon the release of Temporal Dimension, a technical issue was observed, making combat experience much more difficult than intended. Team is working on a fix. We'll update again once we have more information. Plans for compensation will be shared once the team has had time to analyze the data. Thank you for patience while we work to resolve this matter. So I am not interested currently in going back into it and doing it. I will post the video on how I got through it. It took me 3 hours. It was a real hassle, but I don't want to do it again if they're going to make it easier or make it not garbage, because nobody seems to be happy with this. I mean, there's a handful of players that did get through it that thought the experience was challenging, but I'm going to say less than 200 players got through it. I mean, when I went through it, I was about 150. I'll post the video. Maybe people will get something from that. More people get through it, but it's not what people thought. Temporal Dimension is nothing like Pocket Dimension. And I'm going to be frank with you. The rewards are not that great. They're pretty terrible. So there was the first run, there was a limited amount of Crimson gear. Some of the nodes that you worked really hard gave you like 1 million gold or some trading materials, not good rewards. A total of 3 diamond orbs. I got to say that for how long it took and amount of resources in the team and the stop, start, and read going and all that stuff didn't feel good. Now, when I go through the second run, I will get a 3 diamond Ghost Spider, which I'm interested in, right? Ghost Spider. Spider Society is turning out to be a much better team than I thought they were going to be. I had some trouble in Room 5 in Cosmic Crucible, Spider Society, and they seem to be pretty good in war. Hard to kill. Wow, your game is trash. If it's Pocket Dimension's indication of what they're going to be doing in future variants, I'll install the game right now. Ridiculous to tell us Gear Tier 14. Well, they said Gear Tier 14 required, and then have Gear Tier 17 level 95 cable get one shot on Node 3. Yeah, it doesn't seem right at all. Also, we gathered some data mines. This came in from Quick Draw. New Deadpool passive ability in War live in game. In War, when Deadpool ally uses their ultimate ability, which you can do on turn 1, apply safeguard immunity to self and all mercs for money allies. So that is a new feature. We'll have to see how that plays out. Also, there's a new strike pass that came out a couple days ago. And for me, I buy the strike passes. I buy the battle passes. It's $20 a week. So, if I buy 4 of them over the course of a month, that's $80. But if I'm going to spend $80 on the game, that's going to be the first $80 I'm going to spend it on. Now, they are including a small amount of Crimson Gear. Crimson Gear is very scarce, and getting into Dark Dimension is proving to be challenging. Myself, I've got one character done. I've done Ghost Rider Robbie, and I'm working on the rest of them to get started. But I only think like 400 people have actually started Dark Dimension, and under 50 have Mephisto. Also, there's going to be a tournament next week on Wednesday, May 22nd. It's going to feature myself and some other envoys. And the 2 reasons why this is going to be interesting to the community is, 1, this will feature the new room rules for Cosmic Crucible. That'll be for Season 8. So this will be the first time that you'll be able to see the rules. The tournament will take place over 3 hours, and winner takes all. I got to just say to all of my opponents, you may know more about the game and you may be a better player, but you can't outmatch my luck. My luck will trump you always. Yeah, the counts are going to be standardized, so everybody's going to have like the same level of power on the accounts, and that there's going to be Mephisto is going to be banned. The second reason why you're going to want to come and do this is that they're going to be a special gift for their audience that you don't want to miss. Now, there's some codes right here on this website, and I know for certain that the night code no longer works, and these other codes will work for new player accounts. But if you haven't done these, I do recommend going on MarvelStrikeForce.com. You can access that directly from your game, and then once your account's linked, you can enter these codes and you can get these items. I know for certain that night is not working. We've got a couple offers that are of interest. This one is $5. And not that this is a no-brainer, but very rarely do you have the opportunity to buy power cores at a discount. 1650 power cores for $5. That was a purchase for me. I did purchase that, and that did seem reasonable enough. Power core calendar, there you go. And then there was another offer. Now, this is not a great offer. I feel like most people want to get like 20 million gold for $20. They're like willing to spend maybe $1 million for $1, million gold for $1. Well, this one right here is a 28-day calendar, so you don't get it all at once, which is also a downside. And it's 15 million gold for $20. What do you think? I'm going to hold off on this Temporal Dimension, man. Hopefully they can get this sorted out. I can tell you this. Almost every post on Reddit was about this. Almost every post. People are not happy. Let me know what you think in the comment section. As always, bye for now.